Hey, so while you're watching me do this pet commission, we, including possibly our neighbor's leaf blower, can sit around and maybe talk about artist stereotypes. Let me know if you personally agree or disagree with any of these stereotypes. I think it could be kind of fun. Let me just channel our inner Jeff Foxworthy here. Artist stereotype number 1. If you have a personal trauma in your life and you need that pain to be creative or meaningful in your art, you might be an artist. This is a really hard one to start out with because I don't have any other perspective other than my own, which is why I really need you guys to chime in on this. I feel like there are so many more people in the world with mental health issues and life trauma than without. I don't know if it's just my social circle or lack thereof, but I also can't decide whether or not those experiences directly have an effect on my current art. You know what I mean? But in terms of needing negative emotions to be creative, I'm gonna say no. I'm literally doing a pet illustration right now, which can get pretty creative, so I'm gonna say no to the need, but possibly yes to artists have trauma. I definitely fit that stereotype. Stereotype number 2. If you are socially inept, you might be an artist. Am I socially inept? Big, huge, fat yes. You totally got me there. I do think that isolation and having a hobby is definitely related because you need something to do while you're being alone in your room all the time. So, yeah, okay. You got me there. I'm definitely this artist stereotype. If you are cool and interesting, you might be an artist. This is really subjective, and I don't think that I'm cool or interesting. I am pretty vanilla. I don't go anywhere or do anything. I don't have any, cool stories or experiences. So, bleh. Apart from my spouse who thinks I'm cool, I think he's hired to say that. So I'm gonna say no, I don't fit this artist stereotype. Stereotype number 4. If you are broke or otherwise an economic failure, you might be an artist. I kind of hate this stereotype. You hear it a lot from people who go to college to do things that don't interest them and they want to take it out on somebody else. I don't think being an artist destines you for failure, but this one in particular is just kind of causes destitution and failure because it makes you think that that is something to expect and that you should aim for. Does this apply to me? Kinda yes, kinda no. Yeah, I'm definitely a minimum wage worker and I didn't want to do anything else. But also no, because I split expenses with another person. I live way below my means to avoid debt, and if I was on my own, I probably wouldn't be around, but I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm gonna put a big old question mark for that one. I'm gonna say maybe. Maybe. Number 5. If you were born with the ability to be creative and make cool pictures, you might be an artist. Everyone hates the stereotype that we are just naturally good at making art, but there are actually artists out there who argue that, yeah, they're predisposed. It was just easier for them than other people. Sometimes everything is just easy. For me, I pretty much always get things right the first time I try it. First or second time, I never really struggle with learning anything, and I know a lot of people don't have that experience, and it's not fair that they have to struggle for everything. I think that there are people who are different in that way, but I don't think anyone is born with any particular skill. I remember how I used to draw dinosaurs when I was 8. Alright, I was not born with it. Big fat 0. Stereotype number 6. If you're eccentric, you might be an artist. Man, this is just cool and interesting. This is so subjective. I can't judge whether or not I'm eccentric. I'm gonna say no. But at the same time, the frequency that I just blurt out stupid stuff that doesn't mean anything, and no, that might just be socially inept. No, I don't think I'm eccentric at all. Meh. I'm not brave enough to be eccentric. Number 7, if you are pretentious, you might be an artist. Oh, I'm pretty sure when people say that artists are pretentious, I think they're talking about like overblown artist statements or art that is so edgy and getting frustrated that nobody thinks that it's edgy. I think that is definitely a thing, but I also think that it's just like being a broke artist. I think it's something that we think we need to be. So I think it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy that you need to do to pass through the gatekeeping of it, and then you grow out of it and get over it. Again, I'm just doing a pet illustration here, which some people in the 90s might have called selling out. So no, I don't think I'm that pretentious. Number 8, if you are fashionable, you might be an artist. Oh yeah, like the stereotype that artists are very creative with their look. They dress cool, have colored hair. Not very many though. I think most of us are just regular people who get used to wearing sweatpants and t-shirts all day. So I never learned how to dress myself growing up. I just buy blank t-shirts at Michael's. No, not fashionable. Stereotype number 9. If you are a messy hoarder, you might be an artist. Okay, this stereotype actually makes me angry because it's crazy how, like, in the artist community, we judge each other for how messy our desks are. You're not an artist because you're not using it. Like, studio tours that are clean are so, like, fake and not real. Like, if my desk is covered in stuff, I lose things, I get frustrated, I can't work properly. I will literally, like, put off art if it means having to clean up first, and everything is very like organized as much as possible. To keep supplies that you don't use and to hide them just adds to clutter, which is it doesn't work for me. That does not make me less of an artist, no matter what people will say. All right, what is this, number 10? If you have a sensitive, tender ego, you might be an artist. This one just kind of came up as a Google search. Why are artists so sensitive? I can't think of a single person in the entire world who doesn't have a sensitive, tender ego. Whoever doesn't feel kind of sensitive and reacts to criticism with a bit of a shock and tenderness, who are you? And I want to be you. Okay, here's the last one. If you're flaky, miss deadlines, and only work when you feel like it, you might be an artist. I see this a lot in like business advice books and articles for artists, talking about contracts and like meeting deadlines, and artists are always late, artists miss deadlines all the time, always make sure that you overestimate your deadline so that you never miss it, and if you do, everyone will understand because that's how they think of you anyway, blah blah blah. I require deadlines. I thrive on deadlines. That's literally what this YouTube is for. It's to keep me on track and creating and doing things. And even like outside of art, I'm not late for anything. I never miss a day of work. About like 98% of the time, I don't make promises I can't keep. So this one's gonna get a big 0 from me. There are artists like this out there, but those people also work in other jobs, and so I'm really curious to know, how did you score with this? Do you feel like an artist stereotype sometimes? Which one of these is your least favorite stereotype? Are there any that I missed? Are there some that you agree with? Leave a comment and let me know, and I will see you next time.